I want to say something right here, okay? I love some of yous. I really do. And this is why I'm telling you this, because I'm just looking out for you. What some of you post on the internet of yourselves and different aspects of your life, I understand you want to share your life with people. I get that. But certain things you got to keep off the internet. Because some of the things that you seem to be proud of, you ought to be embarrassed of yourselves. And this is coming from the heart. I love yous. Don't be proud of things you ought to be embarrassed about. All right, make America great again.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Vice President Vance, a local school district here is alleging ICE agents detaining a 5-year-old after preschool on Tuesday. We've also seen multiple American citizens detained by ICE or harassed by ICE in the last 6 weeks. Are you proud of how your administration is conducting this immigration crackdown here in Minnesota right now?
Well, I'm proud of the fact that we're standing behind law enforcement, and I'm proud of the fact that we're enforcing the country's laws. But, you asked a question about this 5-year-old kid. I actually saw this terrible story while I was coming to Minneapolis. We had just left Toledo, Ohio this morning for an economic messaging event. And I see this story, and I'm a father of a 5-year-old, actually, a 5-year-old little boy. And I think to myself, oh, my God, this is terrible. How did we arrest a 5-year-old? Well, I do a little bit more follow-up research. And what I find is that the 5-year-old was not arrested, that his dad was an illegal alien, and then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death? Are they not supposed to arrest an illegal alien in the United States of America? If the argument is that you can't arrest people who have violated our laws because they have children, then every single parent is going to be completely given immunity from ever being the subject of law enforcement. That doesn't make any sense. No one thinks that makes any sense. Now, there are so many of these cases like that where if you just understand the context, there have been a number of situations that I've looked into personally where I say, wait a second. We don't want ICE arresting American citizens. They're supposed to be enforcing the immigration laws against illegal aliens. So then I look into it and I find out that the American citizen who was arrested took a swing at an ICE officer. You can't have that happen. And of course they have to defend themselves. And of course they have the right to detain somebody who assaults a law enforcement officer.
All right, this is going to be a short video. All right? A little short video. All right, you saw the vice president answering questions and all. And then some reporter, I forget where that reporter came from, a stupid question. Talking about ICE arrested a 5-year-old. Or law enforcement arrested a 5-year-old. That's a stupid question based on something that didn't even happen. So J.D. Vance did his due diligence, which this reporter should have done. They're the reporter. J.D. Vance is doing his job, doing the due diligence and further reading. And it turns out the kid had a freaking father that was a legal trespasser, a grimy riffraff piece of shit trespasser that needs a boot in the back of his fucking head. Am I being demeaning and disrespectful and offensive enough for you? I hope someone wants to punch me in the face for what I just said. But anyway, the father was a scumbag piece of shit that ran and abandoned his own flesh and blood, his 5-year-old son there. Fucking left her. If ICE were these monsters that go around shooting everything solely for the reason that they are brown, and you're the fucking father of a brown child, wouldn't you make it your business to protect that child from these monstrous ICE agents if ICE is supposed to be so terrible? He probably really did believe ICE were these monsters and left his son for dead. He probably figured, well, if he gets killed, he gets killed. Better him than me. Thinking that way about his own fucking son. What kind of sellout coward leaves his 5-year-old son behind and just hightails it? Your friggin' freedom in a country you don't belong in is more important than your own flesh and blood? You scumbag. Holy shit. I'm sorry for cursing lately, but my God, these people piss me the fuck off. Such fucking losers. And it's getting more and more frustrating. I try to refrain. I try not to curse. I try to make it TV friendly because I have hopes and aspirations of the MC Too Tall show one day being syndicated and me having enough in a budget to have a studio and everything, guests and a nice desk with the freaking guest chairs next to the desk, kind of like the Tonight Show back in the day when Johnny Carson was running it. You know, something cool like that. But if I keep up the cursing like this because of the left, the goalpost will keep getting pushed further and further away. It'll happen, but every time I do one of these fiery, cursy videos, the goalpost moves. I truly believe that. So, here we are, into this video, and you got fathers abandoning their children, leaving them for dead, so they don't get into a confrontation with ICE agents. Now you're figuring, well, how come you're talking about this? This is old news. Why aren't you talking about fucking Alex or whatever the fuck its name is? Alex Preddy, you mean? Okay, I have a whole video about that. And yeah, he's the cross-dressing asshole that got himself killed. And yeah, fuck him. I mean, I'm not dancing on his grave celebrating his death, but still and all, fuck him for being stupid. And I already addressed it in my video about that. He's one of these gender spectrum type people. Non-binary, whatever the fuck you call it. Some kind of weird shit where they get insulted if you call them a man or a woman. One of those weird fucks. Okay? And it makes you wonder, even if he didn't wrestle with ICE agents and get himself killed, do we really need him in this world? Do we really? With so many RNs that could take his place, do we really need one of these gender spectrum fuckers in that field? I mean, call me mean or whatever, but, you know, you could answer that. You could say, you're MC Too Tall. Yeah, you're that guy. You throw me off guard, put a smile on your face. Yeah, you're that guy that has the YouTube, right? You know, make me make me trust you and be like, and this way I'm not prepared to block your punch, and then frickin' hit me as hard as you can in the face. And then spit in my face if you don't like my conservatism. Or, actually, I'm only conservative because I'm anti-liberal. Liberals are the cocksuckers that make fun of my music. Okay? They deny my own history. They deny what I know about myself. Okay? They think I'm incapable of picking up a girl and getting laid. These are the liberals for you. But meanwhile, look at them. They're smelly scumbags that everybody's now laughing at. So, how did that work out? You know? I'm a fucking sex machine. Do you even know what sex is, you fucking losers? But anyway, getting back to this guy, his name was never revealed. Maybe there might be drips and drabs articles out there of this prick now that abandoned his own 5-year-old son. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about what a prick this guy was towards his own son by abandoning him. And I think they eventually caught the fucker. And yeah, they had to detain the 5-year-old because what were they going to do? Leave him out in the cold? What are they going to do? Send him back home to an empty house? 5-year-olds can't cook. They can't do shit for themselves to eat. The fucking kid will starve to death in his house. And if he's got a dog, the family pet will fucking eat his remains. And it'll be a real morbid fucking thing. And then they come back and see a 5-year-old with a half-eaten face and a dog growling at them. You know? They're better off detaining the kid, and if they have to put the kid in some kind of shelter system or whatever, that's fucked up. But, the father stuck his dick in a girl in America and made a kid with her. So it's his fault the fucking kid was even born in the first place. Not the fucking conservative people who send ICE agents to detain this poor kid. You follow what I'm saying? These classless motherfuckers always sticking up for the criminal element. Always sticking up for the riffraff. That's why these motherfuckers sometimes they need a fucking gash in their neck or something. These motherfuckers. Holy shit. I'm so glad I'm putting this stuff on YouTube. And one day, I'm going to be a guest on Tucker Carlson's show. I'm going to be a guest on the PBD podcast. Hell, I might even sit across from Joe Rogan one day. Maybe, before Jimmy Kimmel is canceled and taken off the air forever, maybe I'll be a guest on his show and I could tell him what a fucking wuss he is and what a crybaby pussy he is. And pull no punches and actually curse on national TV and make them pay a fine. And then fucking pay them $20 every month. If they float any kind of penalties to me for cursing on air, that's how I'll do it. I'll do a fucking $20 a month payment plan. Fucking drag that shit out. But anyway, yeah. We're going to call this Father Abandons a 5-year-old. And, J.D. Vance was right to fucking call the reporter on how stupid he was without actually addressing it. Anyway, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati. I'm MC Too Tall. Take care.